quickly check. Good evening everyone. Please check if the audio video is clear to all. Quickly check. People sitting over here, let's go ahead, quickly settle down. People at home, okay. Audio video is clear to all. People watching at home, is the audio video clear to all of you? Good evening everyone. Chalo, quickly settle down everyone. Just a minute. People watching at home, clear, all clear. Yes sir, all clear. Chalo. Everyone, please come to your chart books. Please come to your chart book. Guys and girls, stop talking. You come here. First bench. You, white, grey, yes. You only, correct. Come, jump. Here, first bench. Quickly. Now people who are talking, I'll make you take one hanky, sit down in the class. Stop talking everyone. Quickly, let's start the class. Quick everyone. Quickly settle down. No, here. Next, if you talk, down. Quick everyone. Quick. Chalo, can we go ahead? Madam, stop talking. You did not listen what I told. Next is down. You have to put one hanky and sit down. Chalo, can we go ahead everyone? People sitting at home might be thinking how strict a teacher he is. Correct, no? Good, it's okay. Chalo, we'll start the class everyone. See, for me, when I enter the class, it's only study. No time wastage. Can we go ahead everyone? Chalo, let's start. Now, let's move to the next chapter. The next chapter is tax invoice. Please come to your chart books, everyone. Tax invoice, credit note, debit note. Quickly come to your chart book, everyone. Did you guys try some question answers from the chapter of value of supply? How many of you did? Interest related, subsidy related. You guys have done it? All clear? Very good. People who have not done it, my condolences to you. Okay? Because in the exam, you'll never be able to do it if you have not practiced question answers at home. Chalo, let's go ahead everyone. We'll go ahead and start with tax invoice. We started learning GST with what everyone? Goods or service. Goods or service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate supply or supply can be either intrastate. Interstate supply, what will be levied everyone? IGST will be levied. Intrastate, what will be levied everyone? CGST will be levied. Once GST is levied, GST has to be collected and paid by whom? Taxable person. How will he collect everyone? He will calculate GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. Once you know the value, you will prepare the tax invoice. Once you know the value, you have to go ahead and collect the GST, right everyone? So you will go ahead and prepare what? You will tell, hey, give my GST. So that front person will tell you, please give the tax invoice, credit note and debit note. So we are going to talk about tax invoice, credit note and debit note now. Section number 31, 32, 33 and section number 34 will come. Let's go ahead. Section number 31 has section number 31.1, 31.2, then 31.3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Section number, basically when we go ahead and talk about tax invoice chapter will basically go ahead and tell us when to go ahead and raise the tax invoice. In case you are a supplier of goods, in case you are a supplier of service, in all the scenarios when to raise the tax invoice. Section number 31.1 has, section number 31.1 goes ahead and says tax invoice in case of goods. Supply involves movement of goods. So if I have gone ahead and made a supply where there is movement means everyone For an example, I am located in Karnataka. One buyer is from Delhi. He went ahead and told me, sir, I want my goods in Delhi. So is the goods going to move, everyone? Yes or no? So when the supply involves movement, when should you raise the invoice? You should raise the invoice before or at the time of removal. This chapter is very, very important from the point of view that when you are going ahead and doing your time of supply ka chapter, all the concepts of this chapter will be required at the time of learning the chapter of time of supply. So, sir, if the supply involves movement, when will you get and raise the invoice? Everyone, louder. Before or at the time of removal. Sir, if supply may, there is no movement. Might be, I went to one shop. I told uncle, one mobile phone. The uncle gave me the mobile phone. At that time, he transferred the risk and reward. There was no movement of the goods. He gave me the risk and reward. It means he gave me the delivery. That time only he will go ahead and raise the invoice. For an example, I went ahead in my premises, one machine has been installed. Now I am leaving the premises and going. My owner went ahead and told me, my owner who is there of the premises, he told me, sir, please sell this machine to me as it is, where it is condition may. Is the machine going to move, or as it is, where it is, I am going to sell? Where it is, I am going to sell. When there is no movement, please raise the invoice at the time of making it available. I told, the machine is yours. That time I told it, that time I should raise the invoice. Can you tell me when should I raise the invoice in case of goods, everyone? Goods ka case mein, when movement is there, at the time of removal, when I am removing from my factory. Correct, everyone? Sir, if movement is not there, any other cases, delivery or making it available. Can I go ahead, everyone? Here delivery means when you transfer the risk and reward. Can we go ahead? Then we have, sir, in case you are raising the invoice, what are the details you need to capture? It says over here, description, DQVTS, description, quantity, value, tax, and such other particulars as told in rule number 46. Whatever details are told in rule number 46, like name of the supplier, name of the recipient, sir, supplier's address, supplier GSTN, recipient GSTN, all those details have to be captured as told in rule number 46. The next is tax invoice. How many copies will you generate? Triplicate, 3 copies, one for the king, the buyer, recipient. Customer is the king, so always for the buyer, the original copy you have to give. Duplicate will be for the transporter who is going to transport, and triplicate will be for the supplier. Now, when we come to the section number 31.2, section number 31.2 goes ahead and talks about services. In case of services, when will you raise the invoice? So it says before or after provisioning of service means before or after you have provided the service. So if I went ahead and provided the service to you today, can I raise the invoice before? But yes, invoice can be raised before. This chapter tells you, basically section number 31.1.2 tells you the maximum time by when your invoice should be raised. Before providing the service or after providing the service, but it should be within how many days, everyone? 30 days. 30 days may you should raise the invoice. Now, sir, if I 45 days is in whose case? Baba, 45 days basically is applicable in case of NBFI. N for everyone, NBFC. B for banking company. F for financial institution. I for insurance. Basically, insurance companies. Are we clear, everyone? So 30 days. Normally, if I am a service provider, how many days may I can raise the invoice? Before providing the service, but maximum within how many days? 30 days. Sir, NBFI? 45 days. Sir, in case of services, what are the details that should be captured in the invoice? Description, quantity is not required. Baba, do you say one haircut? Services ka case mein generally there is no quantity. Value, tax, such other particulars as told in rule number 46. Invoice should be how many copies? Duplicate. Tell me one thing, everyone. I am providing you a service. Can you transport my service? You are sleeping at home. Class will come at home. Are you guys able to understand what they are telling over here? One for the buyer, one for the supplier. Are we clear, everyone? Because transportation is not there. So in that scenario, transporter's copy is not required for services. The next one over here is section number 31.3. Section number 31.3. People, tell me one thing. What are the things we have already learned? Section number 31.1. Goods ka case mein, when should you raise the invoice? Louder. At the time of removal. Sir, if no movement, then delivery or making it available. Services ka case mein, before or after, but within 30 days, and 45 days in whose case? NBFI. He's become very sad. You'll not come in class from tomorrow. Sir, you made me sit in the first bench. Now I'll not come from tomorrow. Today I'll not revise also. Everyone over here. Then section number 31.3. A. Section number 31(3)(a) goes ahead and talks about registered person. Now A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Sir, section number 31(3)(a) goes ahead and talks about revised tax invoice within 1 month of issuance of registration certificate. Do you guys remember, everyone? I became liable. I should apply within 30 days. I applied within 30 days. Registration certificate granted. Registration certificate will be valid from which date? From the date of becoming liable. So from the date of becoming liable till the grant of RC, whatever supplies I have done, I can go ahead and collect the GST by issuing what, everyone? Revised tax invoice. Within how many days? 1 month, 1 month, 1 month. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Now, it is for, tell me one thing. I became liable. I should apply within 30 days. I did not apply within 30 days. I applied after that. Registration certificate granted. Can I issue revised tax invoice? Yes or no? No. Can we go ahead, everyone? Next. Now, revised tax invoice is for invoices which are issued between effective date till the date of issuance of registration certificate. So, you became liable, you applied within 30 days, registration certificate granted. People, from here, date of becoming liable till the date of grant of registration, you can issue for all the sales which you have done during this period. What will you issue? Revised tax invoice. Very good. Now, very important is section number 31(3)(a). Okay. Now, sir, now tell me one thing. I went ahead and did one supply. I did one supply. I became liable. People with me over here. I became liable. I should apply within 30 days. I applied over here. Registration certificate granted over here. People, I became liable and here RC granted. Can you tell me RC will be valid from which date? From the date of becoming liable. Now, during this period, whatever supplies I have done, I have to issue what? Revised tax invoice. Now, for all the supplies which I have done during this period, I told the government, sir, why so many revised tax invoice to be issued? So, government went ahead and told you can issue consolidated revised tax invoice. So, for all the supply, if I have done the supplies to a registered person, then consolidated revised tax invoice is not possible. I have to give everyone for all the sales which I have done to registered person, because they will take input tax credit. I should give what, everyone? Individually, everyone, one revised tax invoice. Are we clear, everyone? But unregistered person ko if I had done any supply during this period, will they take any input tax credit? Louder? No. So, sir, unregistered person, if it is intrastate supply which I had done, then I can give one consolidated revised tax invoice. So, for an example, I had sold 10 supplies in the state of Karnataka. I can make one consolidated revised tax invoice rather than making 10 revised tax invoices. Are we clear, everyone? But if it was interstate supply, it was interstate supply. Remember, there also consolidated revised tax invoice. State-wise, I have to go ahead and make. For every state, one consolidated revised tax invoice. But here, one important note. If any value of supply was more than 2.5 lakh, then for that I have to give individually revised tax invoice. Consolidated revised tax invoice is not possible. Did you guys get it, everyone? Tell me, with me, everyone. During this period, whatever supplies I have done to registered person, can I give consolidated revised tax invoice? Louder? No. If it is registered person, inter, doesn't matter. You can't give consolidated revised tax invoice. Individually, you have to give revised tax invoice. But if it is unregistered person ko sale, intrastate, then any amount, all the amounts I can consolidate and make one consolidated revised tax invoice. Interstate, then also I can make consolidated revised tax invoice state-wise. If value of supply, any value of supply is more than 2.5 lakh, for that consolidation is not possible. I have to give individual revised tax invoice. Is this point clear to all? Everyone over here now. So I have written for intrastate to unregistered, issue consolidated revised tax invoice. For interstate supply, no consolidated revised tax invoice if value of supply is more than 2.5 lakh. It is also known as B2C large invoices. Can I go ahead, everyone? And sir, no consolidated revised tax invoice for supplies to registered person, whether intra or inter. Is this point clear to all? Section number 31(3), B went ahead and told registered person will not go ahead and issue what, everyone? Tax invoice when value of supply is less than 200 rupees. Number one. Number two, recipient is unregistered and recipient does not require. Are we clear, everyone? So for an example, Sharat is running one small shop. One kid came to the shop and told, uncle, give me one chips ka packet, 10 rupees. Now will he go ahead and make one invoice? So for that 10 rupees ka chips which he has sold, because if the value is less than 200, value should be less than. Okay, everyone. Next, recipient should be unregistered, and third, he should not require. If that kid says, uncle, I also want invoice, you have to give the invoice. Are we clear? Now in the day, if you have gone ahead and sold 2 rupees, 10 rupees, 50 rupees, 60 rupees, like that, small supplies, for all those, you have to go ahead and raise one invoice at the end of the day. That is known as registered person to issue consolidated tax invoice at the end of the day for all such supplies for which the value was less than 200. You did not give the invoice. For all those, you have to show the sale in your system at least. So at the end of the day, you can raise one consolidated tax invoice. The next one over here is, people clear with this? The next one over here is registered person supplying exempted goods. When there is no supply may no tax, don't issue tax invoice. What will you give? You will just give a bill. That bill is known as bill of supply. Sir, I am a composition dealer. Does a composition dealer charge tax? So when you are not charging any tax, you can just give a bill of supply. You will issue a bill of supply. Sir, if my supply ka value is less than 200, not required to give bill of supply also, but for all such sale where I have not given a bill of supply, at the end of the day, I should issue one consolidated bill of supply. Are we clear, everyone? Next. Sir, can you tell me, everyone, what did we learn in section number 31 till now? 31.3a, revised tax invoice. B, everyone, no tax invoice. Next, C, everyone, bill of supply. Bill of supply in case of exempt supplies and composition dealer. Can we go ahead, everyone? The fourth one over here is that, sir, if you have gone ahead and received an advance, if you go ahead and receive an advance, then you have to issue what, everyone? Receipt voucher. So supposingly one person went ahead and gave me an advance. One person went ahead and gave me an advance. What should I issue him, everyone? Receipt voucher to evidence that I have gone ahead and received the advance. Are we clear, everyone? The next one over here is evidencing the receipt. Now, if supply and rate of tax is not determinable, I don't know what am I going to, if I am going to supply him within the state, might be the advance came from head office, I am going to supply to the head office, or I am going to supply to the branch office. Now, when I don't know, so whenever you receive an advance, you have to go ahead and pay GST to the government. Are we clear, everyone? In case of supplier of goods, advance with GST is not required to be paid. But in case of services, it is required to be paid. Now, will you go ahead and pay to the government IGST, CGST, SGST? And what rate will you go ahead and pay? So they have gone ahead and clarified over here. If supply rate of tax is not determinable, whenever you receive an advance, imagine what, everyone? Interstate, and pay what? IGST to the government. Sir, I went ahead and did not, no supply. I did not go ahead and make any supply to him. And no tax invoice. I did not issue a tax invoice also to him, and he is telling, please give my money back. If you are giving him his money back, what will you issue him, everyone? In case of refund, issue a refund voucher. They have gone ahead and told no supply on tax invoice, means if you have not issued if you have not done the supply, and if you have not gone ahead and given tax invoice also, when you are giving refund, give a refund voucher. Are we clear, everyone? Tell me one thing. If I had already gone ahead and issued him a tax invoice, can I issue a refund voucher now? Can I issue a refund voucher now? To delete a tax invoice, you have to give a credit note. Are we guys able to understand? People, did you guys get it? To delete a tax invoice, you have to delete a refund voucher, receipt voucher, what do you give? Refund voucher. To delete a tax invoice, what do you give? Credit note. Are we all clear till here? The next one over here. Sir, supposingly, I have gone ahead, people, I have gone ahead and received supplies from a person, and I am liable to pay GST under RCM. Remember one thing, if this person is a registered person, no, he will give me a tax invoice. In the tax invoice, he will write, please pay the tax under RCM, and I don't have to raise any tax invoice. I will just pay the tax under RCM. But in the similar scenario, if supposingly I have gone ahead and received the supplies from an unregistered person who gave me the supply, everyone, and I have to pay the tax under, supposing this is a GTA or anyone who went ahead and gave me a supply and I have to pay the tax under RCM, he is unregistered. Can he give a tax invoice under GST? In that scenario, I have to myself go ahead and raise a invoice. In practical world, we call it self-invoice, but in your exam, you have to say invoice under section number 9.3. Can I go ahead, everyone? See here, everyone. If you are liable to pay tax, you have to issue an invoice yourself under section number, basically, no. You can go ahead and say, if I am live, no, you don't have to say like that, self invoice or anything. You have to say whenever you are receiving from an unregistered person supply and you are required to pay tax under RCM, you have to raise an invoice yourself. Are we clear, everyone? And it says over here, with respect to the goods services received from whom? Unregistered person. The day you receive, you have to raise an invoice yourself. Everyone over here. Now tell me one thing, whenever you are making the payment to them, whenever you are making the payment to whether unregistered or registered person, you have to issue one document which is known as what, everyone? Payment voucher. Remember, in this scenario, though, you will not raise a tax invoice, but in this scenario, will you raise an invoice yourself? Yes. When you are making the payment to them, whether they are registered or unregistered, you should issue what, everyone? Payment voucher. Are we all clear till here? Both the scenario may you have to issue a payment voucher. Are we clear till here? That is what is being told. Registered person who is liable to pay tax under section number 93 or 94, you have to issue a payment voucher at the time of making the payment to the supplier, whether the supplier registered or unregistered. People, tell me one thing. What are the things we are already done with? Can you tell me? We went ahead and started with what? Section number 31. Section number 31, 1, goods. Section number 31, 2, service. Section number 31, 3, R and B A R S P. You have to remember what? R and bar SP. Sir, goods ka case mein, when will you go ahead and raise the invoice? If movement is there at the time of removal. If movement is not there, louder everyone. Delivery or making available. Services, how many days? NBFI, 45 days. 31(3)A went ahead and told you revised tax invoice and no tax invoice if the value is less than 200. Bill of supply in case of exempt supplies and composition dealer. A for advance. Advance का केस में what will issue? Receipt voucher. Refund का केस में refund voucher. S is self invoice. You can say RCM supplies when you have received from whom? Registered or unregistered person? Unregistered. You have to issue a self invoice. Yourself you have to raise a invoice, and whenever you are making the payment to these people, you have to raise a payment voucher. Whether that person is registered or unregistered, you have to issue what, everyone? Payment voucher. Now section number 31(4) comes over here. Section number 31(4) says continuous supply of goods continuously or recurrent basis पे. Supposingly I went ahead and told one shopkeeper, please keep supplying stationeries to me. Now every day he comes and gives some stationeries in my office. I told every day don't give me a bill. At the month end you can go ahead and give me a statement. When he will give me a statement that this month I have supplied this item, that time he will give me a invoice. What is a continuous supply, everyone? Continuously, if somebody is supplying recurrently something to you, you can go ahead and tell them where successive statement of accounts are there. I told month end, may you give me a statement that this month these are the things I have supplied to you. When he will give me a statement, he will give me a invoice. Before at the time, he gives me a statement. Supposingly, he did not go ahead and give me a statement. Full month he kept supplying to me. At the month end, he came and told me, Ramesh sir, 50,000 rupees you have to give for this month. Remember, I told every month last date I will go ahead and give whatever is the payment for that month. Whenever I am making the payment to him, he will go ahead and give me the invoice. So where successive payments are involved, each such payment is received. Whenever he is going to receive the payment, he should go ahead and give me the invoice. Can you tell me, everyone, if somebody is supplying me, so gas pipeline ke through gas he is supplying to me, when will he give me the invoice? If month end may he is giving me a statement, then whenever he is giving me a statement, he should give me the invoice. If supposingly he is not giving me a statement, then whenever he is receiving the payment, he should give me a invoice. Are we clear, everyone? The next one over here is where continuous supply of services there, continuous or recurrent basis pay if somebody is supplying services. For an example, I went ahead and told you we will be going ahead and giving you the classes for 8 months. Continuously we will be giving you the classes. This is an example of what? Continuous supply of service. Are we clear, everyone? So whenever or I went ahead and told you I will do the construction of your building, it will take me 1 year. People, I told I will do the construction of your building, it will take me 1 year. Continuously I will be doing construction for you. Construction is what? Supply of goods or supply of service? Service. In this scenario, remember, if the contract is the due date of payment is ascertainable, then I should give you the invoice on or before due date. For an example, in the contract it is written every month ka first you will make me a payment of 50,000 rupees. So on or before every month ka first, I should go ahead and give you an invoice for that 50,000 rupees. Sir, if due date is not ascertainable, in the contract it is not written When you will go ahead and make the payment, I just go to you, sir, I need some money. I am the contractor. You give me 50,000. Whenever you are giving me the amount, I should give you the invoice. If due date is ascertainable, when will I give you the invoice? On or before the due date. If due dates are not ascertainable, when should I go ahead and give you the invoice? On or before, whenever the payment is done by you. Sir, you went in and told me, sir, I will give the payment only when you complete the first stage, second stage, third stage. So when the first stage is completed, I will go ahead and give you the invoice. So it says payment is linked to completion of an event. Then on or before completion of that event, I should go ahead and give you the invoice. Is my point clear to all? People, tell me one thing. Due date is ascertainable in the contract. When should I give you the invoice? On or before due date. Due date is not there in the contract. On or before receiving the payment. Sir, if payment is linked to completion, you told when ground floor is ready, 50,000 I'll give you. First floor ready, 50,000. Second floor ready, 50,000. When should I give you the invoice? On or before completion of the event. It can be before, but maximum time is what? On or before completion of the event. The next one over here is supply of service ceases before completion. For an example, I went ahead and told you I will be going ahead and giving the classes. 10 days you came for the classes and then you are telling I don't like your classes. I am going, sir. Okay, and you have to make the payment to me. You have not yet made the payment to me. What will I tell you? Because see, invoice should be raised on or before or after completion of the event within 30 days. Arey, service के लिए how many days में I can raise the invoice? Normally within 30 days. ठीक है, supposingly it's not a continuous supply. If it's a continuous supply, it should be for more than how much, everyone? 3 months. So whenever I am giving you a service which is more than 3 months, it is continuous supply of service. Which rule will apply? 31(5). If it is not continuous, then normal. Normal is what, everyone? 30 days. 30 days. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now tell me one thing. Supposingly I gave you a service 10 days के लिए I have 30 days का service it is. Is it continuous supply of service? No. Now 10 days I have already given you the service. You are telling, sir, I don't like it. I am going. What will I tell you? I wait. At that time you are going, I will give you the invoice to the amount of service I have given it to you. 10 days ka, I will give you the bill at the time of cessation. Can I go ahead, everyone? So if supply of service ceases in between only before completion, then when you are going, I will tell you, sir, take your bill and go. The next one over here is 31(7), goods sent on approval or return basis. People, are we all 100% clear? People watching at home, sit straight, everyone. Everyone in the class, can we go ahead? 31(1), supply of goods. 2, service. 3rd, RN bar SP. 4th, continuous supply of goods. 5th, service. 6th, everyone, supply of service ceases before completion. And 7th one is goods sent on approval. If I am going ahead and sending some goods on approval basis, when should I go ahead and raise the invoice? So listen to me very carefully. If I am sending some goods on approval, it's a transfer in the course of business, but as of now consideration is not there. Yes or no, everyone? For an example, I have gone ahead and sent some artwork to art gallery. This is an art gallery. Everyone listen carefully. Art gallery. Now I have sent some artwork over here. Okay, some paintings. I am a painter. I have sent some paintings. Okay, everyone. Now, when I send the painting, is it supply? It is just for display. They told, sir, we will display it. If it is sold, we will give you the money. Otherwise, you can take it back. Now, when I am sending it, is it a transfer? Yes. Is it in the course of my business? Yes. But is there a consideration which is fixed? No. Only if sale happens, then consideration will get fixed. So when I am sending, it is known as goods sent on approval. Are we clear, everyone? So in case of goods sent on approval, when will you raise the invoice? Approval or return basis. It says invoice before or at the time of supply, or 6 months from the date of removal, whichever is earlier. Everyone listen to me very carefully. One kid came and told 1 lakh rupees. I like this painting. I will buy it. Approval given? Yes. Is it supply now? So tell me one thing. At this time when he told I will buy it, is it a sale? Is it for a consideration? Is it in the course of my business? Is it supply? Immediately I should give a invoice. If it's a sale within the state, I will charge CGST and SGST. If it is outside the state, IGST. Is my point clear to all? Can I go ahead, everyone? Now tell me one thing. Supposingly, I have sent my goods on approval, sent on 1st of January. I sent on what date, everyone? 1st of January. Is it a supply during this day? When I send the goods on approval, is it a supply? Louder. No. Correct everyone? When it will be a supply? ठीक है. 6 month gets over on 30th of June. When does 6 month get over? 30th June. If I get the approval over here, is it a supply? When will I raise the invoice? On the date of approval. I did not get the approval within 6 months. 6 months got over. When will I raise the invoice? Once 6 months gets over, the very next day, I should go ahead and raise the invoice. That is what is being told over here. You should raise the invoice when the approval is given or 6 months from the date of removal, whichever is earlier. Are we all clear till here? People with me over here, what did I teach you? Section number 31.1, supplying of goods to service. Third, RN bar SP. Fourth, continuous supply of goods. Fifth one, continuous supply of service. Sixth one, supply of service ceases before completion. Seventh one, goods sent on approval. When you are sending, is it supply? Louder. When approval is given, yes. If approval not given in 6 months, then if 6 months may approval is not given, then when 6 months are completed, the very next day you have to go ahead and raise the invoice. Are we all clear till here? Everyone over here now. Now we have section number 31 done. Section number 31 done. Now we have section number 32 which is there. I'll tell you section number 31 you already understood. 32 is total bakwas. It says, no, it's not there in your chart. You listen. What is section number 32 is telling? It's not there, no. I am not given because total bakwas. Listen, 32 says, if you are unregistered, no, don't collect tax. If you are unregistered person should not collect, right? So it says unregistered person don't collect. Registered person, please collect as per the act or rules. Okay. Okay. Now section number 33 over here. People, section number 33 says, whenever you are issuing a document like tax invoice, you should always show the GST amount separately. Are we clear? Very, very important from exam point of view also. Supposing they told you, Ram, a supplier of goods, went ahead and supplied goods. Should Ram show the tax amount separately? Yes. Remember, section number 33 says, where any supply is made for a consideration, every person liable to pay tax shall, means mandatorily, indicate all the documents relating to assessment, tax invoice, any other document, the amount of tax. You should always show the tax amount separately. Are we clear everyone? Now, section number 33 done. Section number 34 over here goes ahead and talks about credit note and debit note. People, remember, what's a credit note? I went ahead and issued you a tax invoice. To nullify a tax invoice, I should always give what everyone? Credit note. And if I have already given you a tax invoice and I have to again recover some more amount from you, I should always give you a debit note. So invoice ke saath addition is a debit note. Invoice if I have given for more amount to reduce. See, I gave you an invoice for 1 lakh. I collected 18,000 GST, gave it to the government. Later I understood, oh no, I should not have given 1 lakh ka invoice. I should have given only 90,000 ka invoice. So I will return your 10,000. I will return your GST also. When I return your GST, government also should give my GST back, no. So I should give I gave 1 lakh ka invoice plus GST. I should give you a credit note of 10,000 plus GST. When I give you the credit note and I show the credit note, government will also give my GST back. So what will be my value of supply? If 1 lakh ka debit, 1 lakh ka invoice I gave and 10,000 ka credit note I gave? 90,000. Are we clear? I gave you an invoice. Later, you did not make the payment on time. So I recovered 10,000 interest from you. So I will have to give you what? Debit note. So when I am recovering 10,000, I should take GST also and give it to the government. What document I should give if I want to ask more to you? So invoice ke saath addition is a debit note. Invoice se minus is what? Credit note. Is my point 100% clear? Everyone over here, where you have gone ahead and given a tax invoice for supply and taxable value or tax charge is more. People, what will you give? Louder. Tax you charge more or value you charge more. Now to reduce, what will you give? Credit. Are we clear everyone? Goods or service? Service can't be returned. Can you return your haircut done? No. So goods supplied, returned by recipient. I supplied the goods. You returned it. Invoice already given 1 lakh plus GST. People, I gave the GST to the government. Now I have to take the GST back from the government. So I should give you what? Credit note. I should show that credit note in the return and government will give my GST back saying, okay, invoice 1 lakh, credit note 1 lakh, nullified. Are we clear everyone? So goods returned by the recipient. Next, Goods or service found to be deficient. You know what happened? I gave you a bill of 1 lakh rupees. Later you told, sir, you gave only 80,000 rupees ka services. Why did you charge me 20,000 extra? Oh, I charged you extra. Actually, goods given less. No problem. If I have given you goods less, 20,000 ke liye I'll give you a credit note. Are we clear? Exam question. What are the scenarios when credit note is being issued? Everyone tell me. Tax charge more, GST charge more. To reduce, what will you give? Credit note. Sir, goods and service returned or only goods returned? You will remember this. Don't write in the exam goods and service returned. Goods when they are returned by the supplier, recipient. Can I go ahead, everyone? And the last one over here is goods or service found to be deficient. I had to supply you 10 shirts. I gave you only 8 shirts. So for 2 shirts, I have to return you the money and I have to return you the GST. I'll give you a credit note. Remember, registered supplier will go ahead and issue you a credit note in the financial year. Now tell me one thing. For this year, supposingly I issued you a tax invoice. Okay, everyone, 1 lakh rupees plus GST 18,000. I already gave the GST to the government in the month of April. Now this year got over. By what time should I go ahead and issue you a credit note and government will give my GST back? By 30th of November, I should issue you a credit note. Supposingly 20,000 ka credit note, 3,600 ka GST, I have to return it to you. When I issue you a credit note, I issued supposingly in the month of August next year. So in the month of August, I will show this and government will give my GST back. Basically in the month of August, I'll pay 3,600 less to the government. Is my point clear to all people? Did you guys get the concept of credit note? Now, next. So registered person should declare the credit note in the return for the month it was issued, but it should be not later than 30th November of the next financial year, or annual return ka filing date, whichever is earlier. Annual return to be filed by maximum 31st of December. This year ka annual return, what is the maximum time? 31st December. Tell me one thing. If annual return filed in July, what is the maximum time limit I should have gone ahead and issued credit note? July. When? When annual return was filed. If annual return not filed, then August. Are we clear, everyone? Can I go ahead, everyone? Clear? Clear? Chalo. Everyone over here now. And your tax liability will be adjusted. Sir, what if I issue a credit note after filing of my annual return and 30th of November? You can issue the credit note, but don't give him GST back because government will also not give your GST back. Is my point clear to all? The next one over here is, sir, proviso, no adjustment if incidence of tax and interest passed on. For an example, I did not give your GST back. Will government give my GST back? I went ahead and gave you one credit note. Might be I gave you to within the time limit only, but I did not give your GST back. Government will also not give my GST back. The next one over here is debit note. People, when will you issue debit note? I already gave you one invoice, but I charge you less tax or I charge you less GST. So I should give you a debit note to charge you more amount and more amount pay more GST. Is my point clear? Can I go ahead? Tell me one thing. If I charge you more amount and more GST, will government be benefited or government will have a loss? Benefited, no? So government says time limit for debit note is not there. Issue after 10 years also, take GST from him and give it to me. I will take it. When government gives you back, time limit is there. When government takes it, no time. See, when one or more tax invoice is issued and taxable value of tax charge is less, registered person shall mandatorily issue what, everyone? You give one debit note, two debit note, take the money. You can give how much ever debit note against the invoice and take the money, and there is no time limit to issue and declare. Just declare it in the month when you go ahead and issue the debit note and give me the GST. Are we clear, everyone? People, what is the time limit for going ahead and issuing and declaring a debit note? No time limit. Credit note, 30th November of the next year or annual return ka filing date, whichever is earlier. What is the situation when debit note is to be issued? When taxable value or tax charge is less. Either you charge him less amount or you have charged him GST instead of 18%, you charge him 12. Are you guys able to understand? Please take the money and give it to the government. Is my point clear to all? Now, the next one over here is E-invoicing. People, listen to me very carefully. What is E-invoicing? You issue one invoice, go online, register your invoice, and you will get one invoice IRN number. Are we clear, everyone? You have to go online in the E-invoice portal. Can you tell me E-invoice portal? E-invoice 1 gst.gov.in, E-invoice 2 gst.gov.in. So you have to raise one invoice, go to the e-invoice portal and register your invoice. And the portal will give you an IRN number and the portal will give you one QR code. That QR code is known as QR code having embedded invoice reference number. Means if anybody scans that QR code, no, he will get all the invoice related detail. Are we clear? Generating an invoice, going to the invoice portal, registering your invoice. Now the portal will give you a soft copy of your invoice saying this is the supplier, this is the recipient and this is your QR code. That QR code when you scan, no, all the invoice related detail you will get. That QR code is known as QR code having embedded IRN number. Are we clear everyone? Now they are going ahead and telling e-invoicing is applicable on whom? If you are a registered person, your aggregate turnover in any preceding financial year from 17, 18 is more than 5 crore. Amendment this time, earlier it was 10 crore, now it is how much everyone? 5 crore. Tell me one thing, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, any year, any preceding year. This year is what, 23, 24? Are yes or no? 23, 24 ka previous year is what? 22, 23. Before that 21, 22. Before that 20, 21. 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23. Any year, not additional, add and see, no. Any year, if your turnover was more than 5 crore, then current year, you have to do e-invoicing. Basically, you have to generate an invoice and register your invoice and get what number everyone? IRN number. Only then your invoice will be considered as a invoice. Can I go ahead everyone? Now they are telling with respect to which supplies you have to get do e-invoicing. Means you have to register your invoice with respect to which invoices? B2B supplies and for export related invoices. Can you tell me e-invoicing is applicable when your turnover is how much everyone? 5 crore. Can I go ahead everyone? In this year or last year? You have to see last year's preceding financial year. Okay everyone? Sir, e-invoicing is applicable for B2B supply, B2C supply, B2B and for export. B2B means when you are supplying to registered person. B2C means when you are supplying to unregistered person. Now when you are supplying outside India, that person is unregistered. But still they are telling even if you are exporting, you should raise the e-invoice. E-invoice is not applicable to a government department. Okay everyone? L for local authority, S for SEZ unit. And they are telling if you are a person who is referred in 54.2, 3, 4 and 4A. Who are the people who are referred in 54.2, 3? 54.1 is not applicable to you. It talks about ISD which is CA final. 54.2. Rule number 54.2 goes at actually rule number 54 no. It talks about tax invoices in special circumstances. What are the special circumstances? Here, insurance company, banking company, financial institution and NBFC. Baba, have you seen bank ever going ahead and giving you a tax invoice? Bank can give you a consolidated tax invoice at the month end or bank can give you any other document in lieu thereof. Have you seen bank sends you bank statement? That bank statement is only considered as a tax invoice from the bank. Are you guys able to understand? Bank will never give you a tax invoice. So special circumstance is what? Banking company, insurance company, even if they give you consolidated invoice or any other document, that will be considered as a tax invoice. Next, you know goods transport agency, GTA, truck wala, they don't give you invoice, they give you consignment note. Even if they give you a tax invoice or any other document means consignment note. What is a consignment note? Who is sending, to whom is he sending, how many carton, what is the kg, which is the truck it is going. So when GTA gives you a consignment note, that is only the tax invoice. Sir, supplier of passenger transportation. Tell me one thing, when you get inside the bus, that bus ka conductor, he gives you a ticket or he gives you tax invoice. That ticket is only considered as a, so ticket in any form is considered as a tax invoice. And then multiplex. Baba, you know multiplex theater? Are yes or no? Multiplex ka case mein compulsorily they have to issue e-ticket and e-ticket will be deemed as their tax invoice and it need not contain the recipient's detail. Remember one thing, they have to give a e-ticket even if the value is less than, see we learned if the value is less than 200, no tax, but multiplex ka case mein they have to give e-ticket. Tell me one thing, one is banking company, G for GTA, then P for passenger transportation, M for multiplex. Banking companies can go ahead and give you consolidated tax invoice or any other document. Any other document is basically a statement. GTA, tax invoice or consignment note. Passenger transportation, they can give you a ticket. Multiplex, e-ticket. Now these are only their tax invoice, and for them e-invoicing is not applicable. Tell me one thing. BGPM, banking company. GTA, passenger transportation, and multiplex, BGPM, writes a Mercedes GLS. You remember, okay, everyone? Our Prime Minister, BG Prime Minister, BG. For them, e-invoicing is not applicable. Who are these, everyone? Louder. Very important. B for banking companies. Banking will include banking, financial institution, NBFC. Okay, everyone? Insurance company. G for GTA. P for passenger transportation, M for multiplex, and GLS, government department, local authority, and SEZ. Remember, these people don't have to go ahead and do what, everyone? E-invoicing. Next. Now tell me one thing. Whenever you are a registered person, tell me one thing. You are a registered person. If you are doing which supply? B2B supply. Are you required e-invoice? Yes. Now supposingly there is a government department which is registered as a TDS deductor, and you are a registered person, you are making a sale to him. Tell me one thing, is TDS deductor also a registered person only? Is your supply a B2B supply only? Are you required e-invoice? Clarity given? Yes, you are required. Whenever one person is going in and selling to government department which is registered as a TDS deductor, it is nothing other than a B2B supply only, and you are required to issue what, everyone? E-invoice. I am selling to government department registered. When government department is selling, no invoice. When I am selling to government department, it's required. If government department is registered, whether normally registered, whether registered as TDS deductor. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, the next one over here is dynamic QR code. What is dynamic QR code, everyone? You went to buy vegetables in a supermarket. Supermarket wala guy will keep typing what are the things you have bought, and then he will show you a QR code. You scan the QR code, automatically in your Google Pay, the amount will also come. That is known as a dynamic QR code. When next customer will come, he will show the same QR code or new QR code? New QR code. So it is known as dynamic QR code. Dynamic means it is changing with the change in customer. So dynamic QR code, who is required to issue? If you are a registered person whose aggregate turnover in any preceding financial year from 17-18 more than, then with respect to B2C supply, you have to go ahead and issue dynamic QR code. People, tell me one thing. E-invoicing 17-18 onwards, any year may your turnover is more than 5 crore. Dynamic QR code, if your turnover from 17-18 any year may is more than 500 crore. Now you will tell me, sir, the hotel wala outside our shop, outside our office, who is selling dosa, also is giving dynamic QR code. Arey Baba, mandatory it is not for him. He is giving for convenience. Mandatory it is for whom? Only whose turnover is more than, you will imagine his turnover is more than 500 crores, sir. Everyone over here. From which year? Any year 17-18 onwards. Are we clear, everyone? Next. E-invoicing is for B2B. Dynamic QR code is for what? B2C means when I am selling it to unregistered person. Business to customer. Unregistered people. If registered person means business to business. Why government introduced this? Because government wanted to enable what? UPI payment. Because lot of cash means black money. Are we clear, everyone? Then it is not applicable in whose case? B, G, P, M, O. O is OIDR. OIDR means Online Information Database Access and Retrieval Service Provider. Basically Netflix, Amazon Prime, etc. We'll have a detailed discussion in CA final, not now. Can I go ahead, everyone? So for whom is, okay, tell me one thing. Invoice and dynamic QR code, okay? For whom it is applicable? Registered person. This is also applicable for registered person. This is for whose aggregate turnover is more than 5 crore. This is for in any preceding financial year from 17-18. Correct, everyone? This is for B2B and for exports. This is for B2C. This is not applicable to B, G, P, M, G, L, S. This is not applicable to B, G, P, M. Oh, over, everyone. We are done with dynamic QR code and e-invoicing. Please come on the left hand side, everyone. Quick. We are done with the chapter. Quickly come now. Now, 47 May, there is a proviso. If you are a banking company or telecom operator and you are supplying services to a distinct person, Baba, you know one bank supplies services to another bank, own bank, State Bank of India, giving State Bank of India ka another bank ko services. Head office might be giving to the branch office some services. So when head office is giving services to the branch office, supply between, they have to raise an invoice. When? Before or at the time the supplier records in a book of account. Means I will make a book entry saying, sir, I have given you the service. That day I have to raise the invoice, or before the expiry of the quarter in which supplies are made. Before the quarter gets over, I have to raise the invoice. So if one bank supplies services to another bank, their own bank, when will they raise the invoice? When I am making a book entry, or by the end of the quarter, I should raise the invoice. The next one over here is HSN code. What is HSN, everyone? Harmonized system of nomenclature. In your invoice, you will see one HSN code is there. Harmonized system of nomenclature. For every item, government have developed one code. Now, this HSN code is required for whom? If you are raising an invoice, do you have to put HSN code? Who has to put? If you are registered person plus aggregate turnover is up to how much, everyone? 5 crore in which year? Last year. If your turnover is up to 5 crore, or if your turnover is more than 5 crore. If your turnover was up to 5 crore in the last year, actually HSN code is 8 digit. How many digit, everyone? Every item. For an example, I am selling mouse. Mouse also has one code which is given by the government. In my invoice, I have to put that code. Now they are going ahead and telling, if you are making a B2B supply, or what supply, everyone? B2C supply. Remember, the first 4 digit code enough. You don't have to give the 8 digit ka code. Only first 4 digit if you mention in the invoice, enough. Sir, B2C supply ke liye? Optional. You want to put, you put. You don't want to put, don't put. Sir, if I am a registered person whose turnover is more than 5 crore in the preceding financial year, then 6 digit is mandatory, whether you are doing B2B or B2C supply. Remember, everyone, HSN code, what is it? Turnover more than 5 crore or turnover up to 5 crore. Up to 5 crore B2B. Only 4 digit B2C. Optional. You want to put, you put. You don't want to put, don't put. If turnover is more than 5 crore, 6 digit is mandatory, whether you are doing B2B or B2C. The next one over here is delivery challan. People, listen to me very carefully. Do you remember the example which I told you for the artwork sent to art gallery? Painting. When the painting I am sending to the art gallery, one officer will be standing on the way. He will tell me, hey, show the document. You are taking the goods and going. You will tell him, sir, no document. He will take your goods and put and seize it. So you have to show him some document. See, at the time of sale, you will raise the invoice, no? When your goods are moving and you can't raise an invoice because this time now it is not a sale. So you can move along with a delivery challan. So whenever you can't raise an invoice, no, you can raise a what, everyone? Delivery challan. So delivery challan is there whenever you are selling liquefied gas where the quantity is not known at the time of removal from the supplier's place of business. For an example, this is gas station. This is the gas station. This is Indian Oil Corporation. They have one tanker over here. In the tanker, they will put LPG gas and send it for filling. People, they will send the LPG gas for filling over here. When they are sending the LPG gas for filling, supposingly 5,000 liters are there. Here only 4,800 ka space is there, supposingly. It filled and it saw only 4,800 ka space is there, liters ka. So the bill will be raised for only 4,800 liters. But when the truck is going on the way, officer will catch. What document do you have? So you have to show a delivery challan. When the actual filling is done, can the invoice be raised? Yes. So next one over here, transportation for job work. Baba, when you are sending the goods for job worker, are you selling them or just sending for job work? It will come back. It will come back. So when you are sending and bringing it back, what document you need? Delivery challan. Transportation for reason other than supply. Might be I am transporting from my office to my godown, or go down to my office when the goods are going. Is it a sale? Then what document will I raise? If delivery challan. When goods transported for supply but invoice could not be issued at the time of removal. Baba, artwork sent to art gallery. Is it sent for selling only? Yes, but at the time of sending, I did not raise the invoice. Why? Because approval has to be received. If people like it, I will raise the invoice. Otherwise, it will come back. Next, goods transported in complete knockdown, semi knockdown condition in batches or lot, then also you need delivery challan. Baba, you guys can just read it once and go. Not very important from exam point of view. What are the situation when delivery challan has to be raised? Now, tell me one thing. I am a jeweler. Baba, I am jeweler. I will draw myself as a jeweler. Okay. You remember who is the jeweler? Baba, Mani Bhai. Okay, he is wearing gold. Ears also gold. Everywhere gold. Okay. He has a suitcase. And he wants to take the suitcase mein gold is there. He wants to take the jewelry. He is in Rajasthan. And supposingly Maharashtra mein Mukesh Ambani ka wife told, I want to see some jewelry, you please get it. This Mukesh Ambani ka wife, this is daughter, only for classroom purpose. Okay? He went with his suitcase over here. He will show the jewelry. If they like it, he will sell. Otherwise, he will bring it back. So when he is taking the jewelry and going, on the way, police officer will catch. Department, GST department. What document he will show? Delivery challan. When the sale happens, tax invoice. If it is different state, what will he charge? IGST. People over here. Jewelry carried along for approval. Artwork sent to art gallery. Goods moved under similar situation. On movement, what will you issue? Delivery challan plus one e-way bill. We'll learn in the chapter of e-way bill. Sir, when the approval is done, what will you raise? Tax invoice, and you will charge the GST. One more thing which I want to tell. Jewelry ka case mein e-way bill is not required. Artwork ka case mein e-way bill will be required. People over here, one more point. Tell me one thing. If I am going ahead and selling taxable supply, what will I issue? Tax invoice. If I am selling exempt supply, what will I issue? Bill of supply. Okay, everyone. So, tell me one thing. If you came to me and you bought from me taxable supply also and exempt supply also, and you are a unregistered person, why to give you two documents? Anyways, you are not going to take any input tax credit. So, I can give you a invoice, come, bill of supply. But tell me one thing. If I am selling to a registered person, taxable supply and exempt supply both, can I give invoice come bill of supply? I have to give taxable supply ke liye tax invoice so that he can take input tax credit, and for exempt supply what will I give? So here can I give single document when I am selling to unregistered person? But if I am selling to registered person, can I give single document or separate? Separate. Remember one thing, registered person supplying taxable supply and exempt supply to unregistered person, single document. What document? Invoice come bill of supply can be given. Are we clear, everyone? Sir, what can be the exam kind of questions? Which are the important areas? See, I believe exam point of view say section number 31.1, 31.2, 31.4 and 5 you will require when you are doing time of supply ka question. Okay? Individual question if it has to come, it will come from 31.3 for tax invoice ka chapter. Okay? 31 section number 34 also is very, very important. Debit note and credit note. Debit note and credit note, they can ask you what are the scenarios debit note will be issued, what are the scenario credit note will be issued. Other than that, this e-invoice and dynamic QR code is the most important part. Sir, when is e-invoice required? When is dynamic QR code required? Sir, invoice come bill of supply, I have already explained it to you. When is invoice come bill of supply required? Other than this, these two circular, jewelry wala and artwork wala. Done, everyone? These are important. Doesn't mean anything else can't come. Please practice question answers and go for your exam. I'll close my revision. But before that, remember 2 amendments. What are the 2 amendments? E-invoice limit is 5 crore. Circular, I have already told you. I am a registered person supplying to government department. Government department registered as TDS deductor. B2B supplies. Do I have to issue invoice? E-invoice required or not? Yes. These are the 2 amendments for the chapter. Congratulations. Closing my revision on the chapter of tax invoice. Oof, too much detailed we did it. Okay, you guys enjoyed it or not? You remembered everything or not? Can I go ahead? Chalo, 2 minutes break I'll give you and then we'll go ahead. People watching at home, are we all 100% clear? 2 minutes, okay? 2 minutes, don't go home. Ah, 2 minutes, done. Clear, clear, clear. Chalo, in the break, people watching at home, do like the video and subscribe to the channel. Chalo. We'll move to the next chapter now. Amendment from this chapter is done. ठीक है. This chapter, this two amendment done. ठीक है, tax invoice done. Now time of supply, so no amendment in the next chapter. Sir, it feels like you are going fast in the revision classes. Baba, because it is revision. Tell us a joke. You think I'm a joker? I don't know joke. I can teach you. Can I go ahead, everyone? Quickly settle down. You tell me a joke. Then you will become a joker. Baba, that is the joke of the day. People telling jokes are not joker. Can we go ahead, everyone? Chalo, quickly settle down, everyone. Quick. Chalo, we'll go ahead. Quickly settle down, everyone. Student says, sir, you look cute when you smile. And if I ignore, sir, please reply. What should I tell? Thank you. Sir, all classes you wore black. Black is your favorite color. There are a lot of reasons. We'll discuss on the last day, not today. Chalo, can we go ahead, everyone? Let's move to the next chapter now. The next chapter is accounts and record. Please come to accounts and records, everyone. Please come to accounts and records quickly. Everyone over here. Let's take a quick linking. We started learning GST with goods or service. Louder. Goods or service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate or intrastate. Interstate supply, what will you charge? IGST. Intrastate, what will you charge? CGST. Once GST is levied, what will you do? Collected and paid by whom? Taxable person. Now, once the GST is collected and paid, it has to be paid by whom? He will calculate GST is equal to what, everyone? Value of supply into rate of tax. Once you know the value, will raise the tax invoice, credit note, debit note, delivery challan also. Now, once you have raised the tax invoice, credit note, debit note, delivery challan, will you throw them or you have to keep a copy with you? Because government might want to see it later. What are the sales you have done? Yes or no, everyone? So the next stage comes is accounts and records are to be maintained. Are we clear, everyone? And here comes section number 35 and 36. Let's do it. Accounts and records. Please come to accounts and records, everyone. Now, section number 35 has section number 35(1), 35(2), 3, 4, 5 is deleted and section number 35(6). Now, section number 35(1) goes ahead and says, every registered person shall keep and maintain at his principal place of business. Where will you keep and maintain your accounts and records, everyone? Principal place of business, which is mentioned in the registration certificate. Are we clear, everyone? So if I am going ahead and maintaining my accounts and record, where will I maintain? Array, black t-shirt on the board. His neighbor, not his. The neighbor who is sitting, no, she's like, hey, don't talk. He's looking. And he's like continuously. See, he told Kathege Helakagala. I did not say. Okay, people watching at home, what he told was, You can't tell donkeys. Okay, ignore. Everyone on the board. Every registered person shall keep and maintain. Where will you keep and maintain your accounts and record, everyone? Principal place of business, which is told in the registration certificate. Sir, what are the accounts and records you have to keep? You have to keep true and correct accounts of PCOs. Don't write in the exam PCOs. P means what, everyone? Production and manufacture. I for inward and outward supply. S for stock. I for ITC का detail. Outward tax payable and output tax payable and paid, and such other particulars which are told in rule number 56. Rule number 56 mein they have told some more additional detail which you will have to go ahead and maintain. Are we clear, everyone? Where will you maintain your accounts and records, people? Principal place of business. What are the accounts and records you will maintain? True and correct accounts relating to PCOs. P is production and manufacture. I for inward and outward. S for stock. I for ITC. O for output tax. And S for such other detail as told in rule number 56. Now, there is a proviso. Proviso means an addition for the section. Proviso can be an addition. Proviso can be an exception also. Everyone over here. Students. Everyone on the board. If more than one place of business specified in the registration certificate, supposingly I have two place of business, one is principal, one is additional. Additional place of business ka accounts where to maintain? You have to maintain at the additional place of business. If you have more than one place of business, accounts relating to each place of business at such additional place of business. Now, one more exception is there. Sir, can I keep my accounts and record in manual form and electronic form also? Can you maintain in tally, etc.? Or manually only books of accounts have to be maintained? They have told you can maintain in electronic form, but it will be in such manner as may prescribed, and government told rule number 57 May that when you are maintaining generation and maintenance of electronic records, you should keep proper backup. It should not be one day lightning happened, all backup gone. Sir, no accounts only, all gone. So you should always keep what, everyone? Proper backup shall be maintained and preserved. You should preserve and keep your backup. Secondly, registered person shall produce on demand records or document. Officer told, I need this file. I need your sales card detail. You are telling, no, I will not give. You should give. Whenever demanded, you have to give the record and document, and on demand provide the details of such file, passwords, etc. When the officer is asking, you have to provide all the files, etc. And you can't say, sir, I will not give the password. You should share the password. Also, if you are maintaining accounts and records in electronic form. So, section number 35(1) went ahead and told about where should you maintain accounts and records, everyone? Principal place. What detail you should maintain? PCOs. Additional place of business is there. Shall I maintain at additional place also? Can I maintain electronic form my accounts? Yes. Are we clear, everyone? Can I go ahead? Next. Section number 35(2), whether registered or unregistered. People, now, only registered person should maintain accounts and record. But, they went ahead and told, for some people, government went ahead and told you have to maintain at what, everyone? These people also should maintain their accounts and record, whether they are registered or unregistered. Who are the unregistered people? Also should maintain the accounts and record. One is owner, operator of godown or warehouse. Government wants to control warehouses because people might have those goods on which tax is not paid. I might buy goods on which I have not paid GST and I might store in a warehouse. So government wants to know which are the warehouses, who are the transporter who are transporting goods, and hence government is telling whether owner, operator of godown or warehouse, or if you are a transporter, if you are registered, very good. If you are not registered, then also you have to maintain accounts and records. So it says they shall maintain accounts and record of the consignor, consignee, whoever is the consignor, whoever is the consignee, and other relevant record as told in rule number 58. Now, rule number 58 goes ahead and talks about owner, operator. People watching at home, audio is clear to all of you? Owner, operator of warehouse or transporter. If you are registered, you will already have a GSTN number. If you are not registered, you have to go and enroll yourself with the government. You have to enroll. For that, you have to fill one form ENR01 and you have to obtain a unique enrollment number. People, tell me one thing. Are there any unregistered person also who has to maintain accounts and record? Yes. Who are those? Owner, operator of warehouse or godown and transporter. If they are registered, they will have GST number. If they are unregistered, they should take enrollment number. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, what are the records to be maintained by transporter and owner operator of warehouse? Very, very important. Number one, transporter should maintain records of goods which are transported by him, delivered by him, stored by him, in transit. Stored by him in transit means supposing goods have to go from here to here. On the way they have stored it so that they can put in another truck and take. So they have gone ahead and told over here, record of goods transported, delivered, stored in transit along with the GST number of the registered consignor, whoever is sending, along with his GST number. You should maintain the accounts and record and consignee for each of his branches. So if I am a transporter and I have two branches, for two branches whose goods I have transported, to whom I have transported, all the details have to go ahead and maintain. So they have told over here, see everyone, record of goods which are transported, delivered, stored in transit, means on the way if I have stored them, along with the GST number of the consignor and consignee for each of their branches. Sir, if I am an owner or operator of warehouse, go down if I have, and I am keeping goods, what detail I should keep? For whom I am keeping goods? What goods I am keeping? How much time the goods were there in my godown? All the details I should keep. So it says, see, transporter will keep for whom they transported, where for the goods which they delivered, the goods which they stored. Baba, transporter also stores your goods for some time. Yes or no? You gave them immediately, they will transport or they will store for some time also. Might be tomorrow morning the truck is leaving, so they can store also. Are we clear? For every consignor and consignee, all the details have to be maintained. Now, if I am an owner or operator of warehouse, then books of accounts with respect to period for which goods remain in the warehouse, how much time I kept the goods in my warehouse, including particulars of dispatch, movement, receipt, disposal, how many goods came, how many goods I kept for some time, how many goods I dispatched, all the details have to be kept. Then they shall store goods in such a manner that they can be identified item wise and owner wise, facilitating physical verification and inspection by the PO, means proper officer. So I should keep goods, books, I should keep all the goods in such a manner that if officer comes and tells me I want to verify Mr. Sharat ka, which are the goods, so I should be able to say Sharat ka, these are the books, these are the goods which are there, these are the goods which are there, and these are the goods which are there. Owner wise, I should be able to say these are Sharat ka goods, these are Ramesh Soni ka goods. Owner wise and item wise, I should maintain all the goods. Are we clear, everyone? Next. Section number 35.5 and 35.6 is total bakwas. 35.3 and 4 are total bakwas. 35.5, which is there earlier in GST, audit ka provision was there. If your turnover is more than 2 crore, chartered accountant or cost accountant will go ahead and audit your books of account. But as of now, audit has been deleted. So tell me one thing, is there a provision? Is there a provision where accounts have to be audited? Is there a provision in GST where accounts will be audited by chartered accountant or cost accountant, or no provision? No provision, because it has been deleted. Can I go ahead, everyone? 35.6, subject to 17.5a, total bakwas. Where registered person fails to account for the goods, the PO shall determine tax payable on such goods as if such goods have been supplied by such person, and provision of 73 and 74 will apply. Total bakwas. Listen, for an example, I bought 1000 units when the office, and I showed only 200 units as sale. How many units should remain with me? 800. Officer came, it was only 600 units remaining with me. 200 units where? Officer will say, these 200 units, where are they? You have not shown sales also. I'll imagine as if those goods are sold by you, and on those 200 units, 73 and 74 means he will give you a demand order. 73 and 74 we'll learn in CA final. So on those 200 units, he'll tell you to pay the tax. Are we clear, everyone? The next one over here is 35.6, 36. People, section number 35.1, what did he say? Every registered person should maintain books of account at, louder with me, principal place or additional place of business ka books of account at additional place of business. What should you maintain? PCOs. Other than registered person, are there some unregistered person also who should maintain books of account? Owner, operator of warehouse and transporter. Correct, everyone? 35.3 and 4 are total bakwas. 5 told audit ka provision, but it is deleted. So no more audit ka provision there. 35 done. 36 total bakwas. I have already told you still. If any goods which are there for which you have not maintained the accounts and record, officer will imagine that those goods are being supplied by you and you will have to pay the tax. 36 goes ahead and says how much time you have to retain your books of accounts. Everyone over here, until the expiry of 72 months from the due date of furnishing annual return. People, tell me one thing. This is my year 17-18. Due date of annual return is 31st December. Correct, everyone? 2000 and I should file my annual return. From here, how much time I should maintain my accounts and record? 72 months. 1 year, 2 year, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Can you tell me till when should I maintain my accounts and records for this year? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and so 31st December 2000 and can you tell me 17-18 related accounts till when I should maintain? 72 months. 72 months means what? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year and 6 years. Are we all clear till here? Then it goes ahead and says if registered person is a party to appeal, revision, proceeding before appellate tribunal, appellate authority, court, they should maintain accounts and record for a period 1 year after the final disposal of appeal, revision and proceeding. This is a part of your CA final, appeal, revision, etc. Supposingly, your case is going on in the court or your case is in appeal. Then they are going ahead and telling you should maintain for 72 months or 1 year after the disposal of the appeal, whichever is. So, supposingly the appeal got disposed here. 1 year from this date is till here or 72 months, whichever is later. So, till when will you maintain the accounts and record? 72 months. Can I go ahead, everyone? Chalo. Next. Sir, you told such other details are to be maintained as told in rule number 56. So, if I am a registered person, what are the other details I should go ahead and maintain? So, if I am a registered person, what are the other details I should go ahead and maintain? See over here. If they ask you what are the accounts and records to be maintained by a registered person, you can say he should maintain PCOs plus these are the others. See, every registered person shall maintain in addition to particulars mentioned in 35(1). What other detail I should maintain? True and correct accounts of goods imported. Whatever goods I have imported, I have to maintain the detail. Goods exported. What are the supplies I have taken on which I have to pay GST under? RCM. Invoices I have to maintain. Baba, I told you tax invoice. Will you tear and throw or you have to maintain? Maintain. Bill of supply, do you remember? Delivery challan. Credit note, debit note, receipt voucher, payment voucher, refund voucher, all details you have to maintain. So, if they tell you in the exam, what are the accounts and records to be maintained by registered person? PCOs plus, as per rule number 56, what? Goods imported, louder, you have to remember, goods imported, goods exported, supplies under RCM, invoice, bill of supply, delivery challan, receipt voucher, refund voucher, payment voucher, etc. Debit note, credit note. Can I go ahead, everyone? Then, again they are telling every registered person other than composition, means composition person need not maintain. See, composition person will maintain this, but composition person should not maintain stock related detail. You have to remember what detail are not required, what details not required to be maintained by composition dealer. Number 1, stock details. Stock details are not required to maintain by composition dealer. But I am a normal registered person. Do I have to maintain stock related detail? What stock related detail? Opening stock, purchases, what stock I sold, what stock is my closing stock, what stock was lost, what stock was eaten by rats, what stock was stolen. All the details have to maintain. Are we clear, everyone? See, you should maintain stock detail, opening stock, receipt, supply, lost, stolen, destroyed, gifted, free, sample, all details you have to maintain. Are we clear, everyone? Next. Registered person shall maintain accounts relating to advances, how much advance you received, how much you paid, how much you adjusted. Every registered person other than composition, means composition supplier should not maintain one more thing. You know what? Number 2, details of tax. Details of tax. See here, composition person should not maintain what? See, every registered person should maintain, but not composition dealer. What should we maintain? Tax payable including RCM, tax collected and paid, output, input ka detail. What is the ITC claimed along with tax invoice, debit note, credit note, delivery challan issued, received during any tax period. Does every registered person have to maintain this? Yes. But who will not maintain? People, tell me one thing. What are the details not to be maintained by composition dealer? Stock related detail and tax related detail. What are the input tax, output tax? Are we clear, everyone? All the details are not required by composition dealer. Every registered person shall maintain details of the supplier. Who are your supplier? Who are your recipient? What are the places you are storing your goods, etc. Next. See, I have given only the ones which I found important. Other than this also, rule number 56 is very big. Are we clear? But the ones which I found important, I have given in the chart. So you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 is there. Now I have written 8. What is 8, everyone? Supposingly you have done a wrong entry. They are going ahead and telling whenever you do a wrong entry, supposingly you passed a wrong entry and that was wrong. They are telling wrong entry should not be erased, effaced or overwritten. What is erased? Baba, eraser. Effaced means you cleaned, those things should not be done, or overwritten. Incorrect entries whenever you do know, other than clerical error, if you have done an incorrect entry, it should be scored out. You should score out under attestation. Don't rub it, just score it out under and you should sign over here. And thereafter correct entry should be recorded. Remember, wrong entry should not be erased, effaced, overwritten. It should always be scored out under attestation and then you should record new entry. In case e-records are maintained, if you are maintaining electronic record, you should maintain a log of every entry edited or deleted. What entry I had passed, what entry I edited, what entry I deleted, all the log should be maintained. Then, if you are an agent, people, I am an agent. I am selling goods on behalf of principal. So, what are the accounts I should maintain? See, you should maintain particulars of authorization received from the principal. Baba, my boss gave me an authorization that I can supply on his behalf. That authorization letter should be there. Secondly, particulars including description, value, quantity of goods which are received and supplied on behalf of whom? Principal. Details of accounts furnished. I will tell the principal, no, see, I sold this many goods. This much was my commission. This much goods are remaining with me. All that accounts I have to maintain. Then, tax paid on receipt of goods, services which are affected on behalf of the principal. People, what goods I sold on your behalf? On that, how much tax I have paid, all the details should be maintained. People, I am as an agent, what details I should maintain? First of all, authorization received. Second, particulars including description, quantity, value of the goods which are received and supplied. Then, once I have supplied, I will give him a statement, no, how many goods I sold on your behalf, how much was my commission, that accounts I have to maintain. Then, details of the tax which I have paid on those supplies which I have done on behalf of principal, how much was the tax paid by me, all those details have to be maintained. The next one over here is, if I am a manufacturer, these are the additional things that people have to maintain. Manufacturer will maintain what, everyone? Monthly production account. In this month, how much was the production done? Showing quantitative, not quality, quantity of raw materials, services used, goods which are manufactured, scrap which is being generated, any byproduct which is generated, all details have to be maintained. You like it or don't like it, 2 to 3 marks will come from this chapter. Although theoretical chapter, there is nothing much which I have to say. It's just I am reading so that you guys can read it with me. Otherwise, this chapter also 2 to 3 marks will come because it's a new chapter. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. If I am a service provider, I should maintain accounts showing quantitative details of the goods used in providing the service. I am providing you the service. What are the goods I used in providing the service? I bought an iPad. I bought books so that I can give along with my services. All the details I have to maintain. Then, input services which I have taken. What are the services I have supplied? People, I am a service provider. What detail? What are the goods I have bought to provide the service? What are the services which I have provided? The services which I have taken, all the details have to be maintained. Books of account to be maintained by works contractor. Who is a works contractor, everyone? I went ahead. Works contractor means who provides you material also and labors also and makes a immovable property for you. For an example, I made this building for you. So I am a works contractor. What are the details I should maintain? Name and address of the person for whom I have done the works contract. Correct, everyone? I've made building for supposingly 5 people. I have to maintain the name and address of person on whose behalf works contract is done. DQV means what, everyone? Description, quantity and value of the goods which I have received and utilized in doing the works contract. Details of the payment which I have received for each works contract. Then name and address of supplier from whom I have bought the goods and service. People, I did the works contract for these people. I have to maintain the detail. These people gave me this much payment. I have to maintain the detail. For doing the works contract, I bought this goods and service. I have to maintain the detail. For doing the works contract, these were the goods which were used. I have to maintain the details. Are we clear, everyone? Done, Baba, done. This is a small chapter. In my opinion, what stands important is how many months you have to maintain your books of account. 72 months. Please remember this point. They will give you a date. They will tell you for the year 2021 till when accounts and records are to be maintained. 72 months from which date? From the date of annual return. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, they will tell you accounts and records to be maintained where? Principal place and additional place. Sir, what are the accounts and records to be maintained by a registered person? If they ask you for 2 marks, no, you should write only PCOs and come. If they give you 4 mark, no, then PCOs plus 56, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Are we clear, everyone? If they tell you what are the accounts not to be maintained by a composition dealer, stock detail and tax payment ka detail. Can I go ahead, everyone? These are the main questions that can be asked. Other than that, anything can be asked. Correct or not, everyone? So I told you what are the important questions. Okay. This 35.2 is also very important. Transporter and owner operator. What are the accounts to be maintained? Done, everyone. I'll close my revision on the chapter of accounts and record. Although a C graded chapter, but I'm expecting a small 2 to 3 mark question from this. Done, everyone. Closing our revision on the chapter of accounts and records. People watching at home, are we all clear till here? Three minutes break. 3 minutes, then e-way bill. No, not 5 minutes. No, 3 minutes. 5 minutes, you will run away. We'll take a break 7:30 for 5 minutes and then do time of supply. Correct, no, everyone? Good evening, Soumya. It says, very happy. We'll start at exactly 7. People watching at home, are we all clear till here? People, how many of you are actually doing question answers? Up. You are able to do question answers at home, no? There is no trouble which is coming, no? Because when I am talking in the class, I am trying to talk most of it from your question answers only. That what kind of question answers can come. So if you are doing question answers by writing, not reading. Have you ever done mathematics by reading? No, don't do that. Correct? No. The same way, when you are going ahead and writing a law in the exam, law ka language has to be written. So that language will develop only when you write and compare your answer. You getting my point, everyone? Write, compare your answer. Slowly you will see you are writing better. But please start practicing, everyone. Quick, 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 quick. Chalo, can we go ahead, everyone? People, let's start. Settle down, everyone. Let's start. Please settle down. Let's start, everyone. Let's move to the next chapter. The next chapter is E-way bill. Please come to the next chapter, everyone. E-way bill. Can we take a quick linking, everyone? We started learning GST with goods or service. Goods or service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate or intrastate. Interstate, what will be levied? IGST. Intra, what will be levied? CGST. Once GST get levied, GST has to be collected and paid by a taxable. How will he collect? How will he pay? GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. Once you know the value, you will prepare the tax invoice, credit note, debit note, and delivery challan. Then you will go ahead and raise your, then you will maintain your accounts and records. People, listen to me very carefully. Now you will send the goods to the other person. When you are sending the goods to the other person, on the way, officer will be standing with a stick. This officer will tell, hey, you are going on the way. I need a E-way bill. A bill means a document which you need on the way, which you have to generate electronically. So it is known as electronic way bill. A bill means a document which you need on the way, which you have to generate electronically, and that is why it is known as E-way bill. Are we clear, everyone? Now, sir, and hence comes the chapter of E-way bill. Again, from exam point of view, 3 to 4 marks they will go ahead and ask. Let's do it. E-way bill. Sir, who are the people who have to generate E-way bill? For an example, I went in and told you I will send you the goods. Who is causing the movement? I am causing the movement. I told I will deliver the goods to your office. So I will generate E-way bill. You told, sir, I will only come and pick the goods. I am not going to send. You will come and pick. Who is causing the movement? Recipient. So recipient will go ahead and generate the E-way bill. Supposingly, I am not selling the goods. In other cases, might be I am sending the goods for the art gallery. I am sending to the art gallery just for showing exhibition. It is not a sale. In that scenario also I have to raise a E-way bill. In that scenario, either me, consignor, or whoever is the consignee, whoever basically causes the movement will raise the E-way bill. Are we clear? But remember one thing, supposingly I am a supplier, I am unregistered and recipient is a registered person. I am supplying, you are a registered person, I am unregistered. You are buying the goods from me. Remember, if E-way bill has to be generated, you will go, movement will be deemed to be caused by whom? The registered person, and he will generate the E-way bill. Next. Sir, where will I go and generate? E-way bill gst.gov.in. Sir, how will I go ahead and generate? By uploading information in EWB01, part A and part B. Part A में I will give transaction का detail. Part B में what do we give, everyone? Transportation का detail. Whenever I put transaction detail, what am I supplying? To whom am I supplying? What is the quantity, etc. And whenever I give transport detail, means whether the goods are transported by rail, road, air, etc. Then one unique E-way bill number shall be provided. Sir, first of all, who will generate E-way bill, everyone? Supplier, recipient, consignor, consignee, whoever is doing the movement. Supplier unregistered, recipient registered, who will do? Recipient will be deemed to have causing the movement and he will generate the E-way bill. Where will I go and generate? E-way bill gst.gov.in. How will I generate, everyone? Part A and part B I have to fill. Next. Now, sir, what are the cases when E-way bill is required? Very, very important from exam point of view. What are the cases when you will have to go ahead and generate the E-way bill? Number one, when you are causing the movement of goods where the consignment value is more than 50,000. So whenever the value of the goods which I am transporting, the consignment value is more than 50,000, I have to go ahead and generate the e-way bill. Now you will tell me, sir, how to calculate the consignment value. Now I'll go ahead and give you some example. For an example, this is a tax invoice which I have raised. When will I raise the tax invoice, everyone? When will I raise the tax invoice? When I am causing when it's a taxable supply. So for an example, taxable supply is 40,000. GST over here is 8,000 rupees. What is the consignment value, everyone? 48,000. Do I have to raise the e-way bill? Yes or no? No. Supposingly, I am going ahead and raising a tax invoice and taxable value is 50,000 and GST over here is 5,000 rupees. What is the consignment value? Do I have to raise a e-way bill, everyone? Yes. Supposingly, I am a composition dealer. Composition dealer, and whatever supply I am doing is a taxable supply and the value of the supply is 60,000. Composition dealer issue bill of supply. So they don't go ahead and charge any GST. Yes or no, everyone? What is the consignment value, everyone? Do I have to raise the e-way bill? Yes. Sir, I am going ahead and supposingly supplying to unregistered person. Taxable supply also and exempt supply also. People, are you able to understand? Every document is a separate consignment. You have to see invoice ka value or you have to see bill of supply ka value. Supposingly, I supplied you. People getting it? No. I supplied you taxable supply also, exempt supply also. 40,000 taxable supply, 10,000 exempt supply, and I charged you GST on the taxable supply, supposingly 5,000 rupees. Can you tell me what is the consignment value over here? Total value is 50. Do I require e-way bill? Remember one thing. You will never consider exempt supply ka value. For exempt supply, e-way bill is not required. Now, what is the value? 40. E-way bill required, not required? Not required. Did you guys get it, everyone? Okay, I'll tell you once again. Taxable supply, tax invoice. First document, tax invoice. Taxable supply, 40,000, GST 8,000, 48. What is the consignment value? E-way bill required, not required? Not required. 50,000, GST 5,000, 55,000. Consignment value is what? 55. How to calculate consignment value? That is very important. What is the value? 50. E-way bill required, not required? Supposingly, I am a composition dealer. 60,000 taxable supply. GST I can't charge. Yes or no, everyone? What is the consignment value? E-way bill required, not required? Required. Here, I am selling to unregistered. I sold to unregistered person. I issued a tax invoice come. You remember, everyone? Value is 40,000 plus 10,000 and on this GST is 5,000. 55,000. What will be the consignment value? Can you tell me? 45,000. Will I require e-way bill? Yes or no? Are we clear, everyone? Supposingly, I generated a delivery challan. I am sending some goods. I generated a delivery challan. It is not a sale, but I am moving the goods, so I have to generate a delivery challan. The value of the goods which I am going ahead and taxable value which is there is supposingly 45,000 and GST over here is 10,000 rupees. What is the consignment value, everyone? 50, 10,000, 50. Is e-way bill required? Yes. Remember one thing, every document is a separate consignment. Every document is a separate consignment. Let's go ahead, everyone. So I am going ahead and telling you over here, supposingly value as per the value declared in invoice, bill of supply or delivery challan, plus you have to include GST and that will give you the consignment value. If value is more than 50,000, you have to generate e-way bill. Always exclude value of exempt supply in case of invoice come bill of supply. Are we clear, everyone? It doesn't matter whether it is intrastate supply or interstate supply. Only if the value is more than 50,000 consignment value, then you have to generate the e-way bill. Can I go ahead, everyone? Are we all clear? Next, sir, there are two scenarios when you have to mandatorily generate e-way bill. There are two scenarios when you have to mandatorily generate e-way bill. Very important. Number one, interstate movement to a job worker. How much, everyone? 1 rupee ka also. If you are doing interstate movement to a job worker, e-way bill is required to be generated mandatorily. My question over here, when you are sending goods to a job worker means I will send him, he will do the job work and goods will, he is doing treatment or process on my goods. Do you remember, everyone? Job worker, and goods will come back. I send the goods to him, he will do the job work and goods will come back. When I am sending to him, at that time always remember, if it is interstate movement, e-way bill will be mandatory. Will you see the value 50,000? No, mandatory. Even if rupees 1, then also you have to generate. But sir, what if I am sending to a job worker who is within my same state, intrastate? When is e-way bill required? When the consignment value will be more than. Is the point clear to all? When is it mandatory? Only when interstate and consignment value doesn't matter that time. When you are sending to job worker, interstate. Can I go ahead, everyone? The next one over here is, sir, if you are moving goods of handicraft goods, interstate movement by whom? Intra or inter? Remember, it is inter over here. And you are a person who is exempted from compulsory registration under section number 24. Do you remember? Compulsory registration, interstate movement by a person, casual taxable person of handicraft goods, he is exempted up to 20 lakh or 10 lakh. Yes, everyone? He does not have to take compulsory registration. And if I am an interstate supplier of handicraft goods, do I have to take compulsory registration or exempted up to 20 lakh or 10 lakh? Do you remember two people were exempted? One is if I am an interstate supplier of handicraft goods up to 20 lakh or 10 lakh. See, generally every interstate supplier compulsory registration. Yes or no, everyone? But if I am interstate supplier of handicraft goods, I was exempted up to what amount? 20 lakh or 10 lakh. Casual taxable person, handicraft goods, exempted up to what limit? 20 lakh or 10 lakh. But they have to generate e-way bill. That is mandatory. They are exempted from registration, no? But government told you have to generate e-way bill. Are we clear, everyone? Whoever was exempted from registration, that handicraft supplier, those people don't have to take registration, but they have to go online and generate e-way bill whenever they are moving the goods. Are we clear? People, tell me one thing. First point, who are the people who have to generate e-way bill? Number one, generally, whenever consignment value is more than. Number two, interstate movement to whom? Job work, value, no value. If it is intrastate, then you will see the value. Sir, then second one, interstate movement by whom? Handicraft goods wala, who was basically exempted from compulsory registration. He also have to generate e-way bill. Value doesn't matter. He has to compulsorily generate e-way bill. Today you must go home and do question on this. Can I go ahead, everyone? How to calculate consignment value? Tax invoice, will you include GST? Yes. Bill of supply, total amount. Sir, invoice come bill of supply, what will you exclude? Exempt supply ka value. Are we all clear with this? Can I go ahead? Next, everyone over here. When will you generate e-way bill, everyone? Whenever you are doing prior to movement, not after the movement. You are caught by the GST department and you are telling I will generate now. Prior to movement. Then, if transportation is by rail, air or ship, e-way bill can be generated after movement also. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, this is also very important from exam point of view. E-way bill ka validity. E-way bill ka validity. One is over dimensional cargo. Over dimensional cargo. If you are transporting the goods, might be by a big truck, then 20 kilometers ke liye, what is the validity, everyone? 1 day. If you are transporting by an over dimensional cargo, other than over dimensional cargo, 200 kilometers ke liye 1 day. Can you tell me, I am transporting the goods by a normal cargo, normal truck, 600 kilometers. Can you tell me the validity? How many days? 3 days. If it is over dimensional cargo, 600 divided by 20, 30 days. Are we clear, everyone? Now, if there is a transportation which is happening, multimodal transportation. Everyone listen. What do you mean by multimodal transportation? Supposingly, I am sending the goods from one location to another location. The goods went first in a truck, then the goods went in a, we'll draw train quickly. Train, then the goods went in a ship and the goods reached the final destination. My question over here, have I used multiple modes of transportation? When I am using multiple modes of transportation, in that scenario, if ship is involved, I will get 20 kilometers. How many days ka validity? 1 day. But if ship is not involved, I am transporting by road, rail, or might be by air, where ship is not involved, then how many kilometers? 200 kilometers. I will get 1 day ka validity. Are we clear, everyone? Tell me one thing. Normal cargo. How many? 200 kilometers. How many days? 1 day. Over dimensional cargo? 20 kilometers. 1 day. Multimodal transportation. Ship is not involved. 200 kilometers. 1 day. If ship is involved in multimodal, 20 kilometers. Are we clear, everyone? Can I go ahead? Now tell me one thing. How do we calculate this 1 day in e-way bill? How do we calculate this 1 day in e-way bill? Listen, supposingly I have to go in a normal truck 180 kilometer. How many days I'll get? 1 day. This 1 day, no, supposingly I generated e-way bill today evening 4 o'clock. Till when it will be valid? Tomorrow evening 4 o'clock? Absolutely wrong. Remember, 1 day is calculated from today midnight to tomorrow midnight. It means today if I generate in the morning, from morning it will be valid. But 1 day will be calculated from today midnight to tomorrow midnight. Are we clear, everyone? Did you guys understand this point? Validity will start immediately, but that 1 day calculation starts from when? Today midnight to tomorrow midnight. Can we go ahead, everyone? It means the e-way bill will be valid till tomorrow night 11:59.59. Are we clear, everyone? Can we go ahead? Next. Everyone over here. The next one over here is when you are, okay, tell me one thing. When is e-way bill required? Consignment value is more than 50,000. Mandatorily 2 cases. Interstate to job worker and interstate movement by whom? Handicraft supplier who are exempted from registration. Consignment value you know. Validity you know. 3 questions can come from these 3 points only. Very, very good questions. Can we go ahead, everyone? Calculation of consignment value, validity, and when is e-way bill required. The next one, when you are sending the goods, now this truck wala came, he is the person in charge. Person in charge means the truck driver. Now they can ask you, what are the documents to be carried by a person in charge? When he is going on the way, what are the documents to be carried? Number 1, he should have the invoice. If it is a composition dealer who has supplied, you should have the bill of supply. If it is not a supply, you should have the delivery challan, plus you should have a e-way bill is not required to be carried by person in charge in case of rail, air and ship. Are we clear, everyone? Can we go ahead? Rail, air or ship ka case mein e-way bill is not required to be carried by the person in charge. You know why? Rail ka case mein, do you think officer will come on the railway track and say, hey, e-way bill? Baba, just imagine rail came, hit, over. Correct? So in case of rail, air and ship, person in charge, the train car driver, etc. does not have to go ahead and carry what, everyone? E-way bill. Next. Now, e-invoicing has come. So e-invoice ka case mein one QR code you get. Do you remember I told when you register your QR code, when you register your invoice, e-invoice ka portal will give you a QR code, and that QR code has all the detail. This QR code has all the detail. So when the truck driver is going on the way, he can carry only this QR code. When officer will stop, he can show, sir, scan this QR code, you will get all the invoice ka detail. So instead of physical tax invoice, QR code having the embedded invoice reference number can also be carried by the person in charge. People, next, when you are going on the way, officer will stop you. He will do the inspection of the document, e-way bill and conveyance. Remember one thing, once, always the inspection will be done by whom? Inspector. But any other officer, can he do the verification? Yes, if they have received any intelligence information, any other officer with the prior approval of commissioner can also do your inspection. Now, once the inspection is done, 2 things they will do. One, they will upload what, everyone? Summary report within 24 hours, and one, they will upload what? Final report. Now, once the report is uploaded, it means your verification is done. Will again verification happen? No. But if they receive one information that you are doing something wrong, can they do the verification again? Yes. If there is any intelligence information, they can do the verification again. When you are stopped for more than 30 minutes, you can go online and upload one grievance report in GST EWB 04. Next, these are all okay. People, you have to read this and go. When is e-way bill not required? Please read this and go. When is e-way bill not required? This is just for your reading. I will not go ahead and talk about this. You can read and go. What are the scenarios? Okay, people, I will ask you, you tell me. LPG is being transported. E-way bill is not required. Gold, metal, jewelry is being transported. Not required. Sir, imitation jewelry is transported. Imitation jewelry is an exception. E-way bill is required. Are we clear, everyone? Next. Sir, I am transporting those goods which are exempted goods. No tax only. E-way bill is not required. Then, sir, Ministry of Defence is transporting AK-47. Baba, Ministry of Defence, if they go online and say we are transporting AK-47 and somebody steals, then so they don't have to go ahead and generate e-way bill. Please read this. When are you not required to generate? When is e-way? What situation e-way bill is not required? The next one over here is, now tell me one thing, everyone. You went ahead and you are transporting the goods in your own truck. You are transporting the goods in your own truck. Truck went from here to here. You generated e-way bill from here to here. Truck went from here to here. Now the truck has become broken down. Truck broke down, might be the tire has punctured. Remember one thing, if you want, if it is repairable, then you can just ask for extension of the e-way bill. Are we clear, everyone? If e-way bill is expiring today at midnight, 8 hours before and 8 hours later, you can go ahead and ask for what, everyone? Extension. But supposingly the breakdown happened and because of that there is a change in the truck. When change in the truck, part B updation has to be done. Do you remember, everyone? Part B may you have to update the truck ka detail. Sir, if it's your own conveyance or the same transporter is there, then he will update the part B and take the goods and go. Now supposingly this was transporter VRL. He went till here and the truck broke down. And now there is SRS travel ka truck which has come. Are we clear, everyone? Now SRS travel has to update the truck ka detail in the e-way bill because only one e-way bill was generated, right, from here to here. When he has to update, first this transporter will assign the e-way bill to him and then he will update the part B. So people, when different transporter, then what will happen? The first transporter will assign the e-way bill to another transporter, then another transporter will update the part B of the e-way bill. Are we clear? You have to remember one thing. Whenever truck will change, e-way bill has to be updated. What will you update? Part B. Tell me one thing. Whenever transportation is done, supposingly you have to send the goods from here to here. First the goods went in truck. So you will put this truck detail. Then the goods were shifted in this truck. So you will update this truck detail. Then it was put in train. So you will put the railway receipt number. Can you generate one e-way bill from here to here when you are transporting? Yes. You just have to keep updating what, everyone? Part B. Are we all clear till here? Now, please come to the next page, everyone. Please come to the next page, everyone. Now, this is just for your reading purpose. We'll read directly rule number 138E. What is rule number 138E, everyone? What is rule number 138E? Rule number 138E goes ahead and talks about what are the scenarios. People, what are the scenarios when you will not be able to update the part A of your e-way bill 01. Government is telling your e-way bill will get blocked. If my e-way bill get blocked, whenever I have to move the goods, I will not be able to move. Are you guys able to understand? So they are telling restriction on furnishing information in part A of e-way bill. No person shall be allowed to furnish the information in part A in respect of outward movement of goods of a registered person. So if I am selling the goods, I will not be able to update the part A of my e-way bill 01. Are we clear, everyone? Means I will not be able, if I can't update part A, I will not be able to put the who is the seller, who is the buyer, what are the goods I am sending. I will not be able to put, I will not be able to generate the e-way bill. When? Number one, if I am a composition person and I have not furnished CMP 08, can you tell me when do you furnish CMP 08? For every quarter. By 18th, you have to pay the tax and file what? CMP 08. So, if 2 quarters ke liye I have not filed CMP 08, it means I have not paid the taxes. They are telling your e-way bill portal will get blocked. It says for 2 consecutive quarters. Next, being a person other than A means other than composition dealer. Other than composition dealer means normal person. If they have not furnished return, which is the return of normal person? GSTR 3B, and they are not furnished it for 2 tax period. What is 2 tax period, everyone? If I am under quarterly return, then 2 quarter. If I am under monthly return, then 2 months. Not 6 months, 2 months. 2 tax period. For quarterly return, it is 2 quarter. For person under monthly return, it is 2 months. If a person other than A means if normal person, he has to file GSTR 1. Yes or no, everyone? If I have not filed my GSTR 1 for 2 months or 2 quarter, if I am under quarterly return, then 2 quarter, then also my e-way bill portal will get blocked. Do you remember suspension, everyone? Suspension. Your registration will be suspended. Rule number 21A we had learned. When your cancellation proceedings are going on, your registration will be suspended. During suspension, no e-way bill. Being a person whose registration has been suspended under rule number 21A, 1, 2 and 2A, you can't go ahead and generate your e-way bill. Can you tell me what are the scenarios you will not be able to generate e-way bill, everyone? CMP 08 not filed by composition dealer, how many quarter? 2 quarter. Normal person, GSTR 3B not filed for 2 tax period, which is 2 months or 2 quarter. GSTR were not filed for 2 month or 2 quarter. Registration has been suspended under rule number 21A. Sir, please unlock my e-way bill. I am not able to sell the goods. See here. Commissioner, you can go ahead and give an application in GST EW05 and you can show him the reason and he can give an order and allow you to fill the details in the part A, or he can tell I get lost after giving you opportunity of being heard. He can tell you I get lost, file your return and then I will unlock. Blocking and unblocking of e-way bill. Is my point clear to all? Please come on the right hand side, everyone. Okay, I'll tell you one example, everyone. I got an order for 1,40,000. I got an order for how much? 1,40,000. Okay? One order came from one person. What I did, I went ahead and supplied for this order from 3 of my different shops. From one shop, I supplied for 40,000 plus 8,000 rupees ka this is excluding GST. Okay, everyone? Plus 8,000 ka GST. From one shop, I supplied for 50,000 plus 5,000 rupees GST. From one shop, 40, 50, 90. Again, how much is there? 50,000 rupees. Okay, everyone? And plus 2,000 rupees ka supposedly GST. Can you tell me how many e-way bill I have to generate? One order came, but I raised one tax invoice, again one tax invoice, 3 shops I supplied. I got one order. I have 3 shops. From 3 shops I supplied. One shop say the value is 40,000 plus 80,000. What is the consignment value, everyone? 48,000. Do I have to generate e-way bill? For another shop, I supplied 55,000 ka. Yes. From another shop, 57. Yes. Remember, every invoice is a separate e-way bill. Every invoice is a separate consignment and separate consignment, separate e-way bill. Are we clear, everyone? Tell me one thing. For these 3 invoices, can I generate one e-way bill? Can I generate one e-way bill? No. Always remember, for each document, separate e-way bill have to be generated. But after generating, supposingly, I generated one e-way bill number 1, e-way bill number 2, e-way bill number 3 for 3 tax invoice. One tax invoice, one tax invoice and one tax invoice. I generated how many e-way bill, everyone? 3 e-way bill. Now 3 e-way bill ka for transporter, can we consolidate and generate one consolidated e-way bill? Yes. After generating separate e-way bill, transporter can generate consolidated e-way bill in GST EW02, but he has to indicate the serial number of all the e-way bill. Means this e-way bill and this e-way bill ka number has to be indicated. Did you guys understand this? I'll tell you once again. I got an order. Single order came, but I generated 3 tax invoices. One ka consignment value is 45,000. One ka consignment value is 40,000 including GST. One more ka consignment value is 55,000. Can you tell me how many? One more I generated tax invoice. Consignment value is 65,000 including GST. Can you tell me how many e-way bill? First one, not required because consignment value is not crossed. Second one, third one, the fourth one. So 2 e-way bill will be required over here. Are we clear, everyone? Now I want to ask you one more thing. Now having generated 2 different e-way bill, can the transporter consolidate and make one e-way bill? Remember, for many invoices, one e-way bill, consolidated e-way bill is not possible. But after you generate e-way bill, you can consolidate and make one consolidated e-way bill where you can put both the e-way bill ka number. Is my point clear to all? Next. E-way bill may be cancelled within 24 hours of generation, but before being verified in transit. You are going on the way, officer verified, and then you told, oh, mistake, I will cancel. Not possible. But I generated. If you find any mistake, can you cancel it? Yes. E-way bill generated in one state is valid in another state. Sir, railway ka case mein no. I will send the goods by rail. Later I will not generate. But remember, railway will not give delivery only unless you produce the e-way bill at the time of delivery. Sir, can I generate e-way bill if the consignment value is less than 50,000? Yes, it is up to you, optional. But mandatory is when more than 50 and 2 cases. Interstate by job worker, interstate by handicraft supplier. Are we clear, everyone? Who is exempted from registration? People, is ई-वे बिल का पार्ट बी ऑलवेज मैंडेटरी? Is e-way bill ka part B always mandatory? No. There are two scenarios which we'll go ahead and talk about. Generally, when you are going ahead and generating e-way bill, part B is mandatory. When you are generating e-way bill, part B is mandatory. But supposingly, see, you are sending the goods from your place to whom? Goods transport agency. Okay, everyone. So you are sending in a small truck. So they are telling, if you are sending the goods to your transporter's place of business, and it is number one, transporter we are sending, number two, it is what, everyone? Intrastate, and number three, it is up to. You can fill only part A. Truck ka details are not required. Truck ka detail who will fill? Transporter will fill his truck ka detail and take the goods and go. So if you are sending the goods, supposingly you have to send the goods from your place to his place. First the goods will go from here to here. No, only part A is required. Part B is, now who will fill part B? Goods transport agency will fill part B. They will take the goods from here to here. But tell me one thing, if you are sending from your premises to his premises, if it is interstate, then part B is required. If it is more than 50 kilometer, then if it is more than 50 kilometer, part A and part B will be required. Now the goods reached the goods transport agency. It was loaded in a big truck. Transporter will do what? Part B mein truck ka detail he will fill, take the goods and go. Goods reach the Delhi Goods Transport Agency. Now it will be unloaded in a small truck. Is the part B required to be updated? Generally, yes or no? Yes. But if from his place to your place, it is intrastate movement and it is up to, part A is required. Part B updation is not required. But if it is more than 50 kilometer, part B has to be updated. Which truck ka detail? New truck ka detail. Is my point clear to all people? Generally, e-way bill is valid when part A and part B are filled. But if you are sending it to the transporter for further transportation or transporter to the final consignee and the distance is up to 50 kilometer and it is intrastate movement, then remember one thing, part B is not required. Is my point clear? There is a question in your Q&A material. Please read and go. Now, one more thing. Sir, I am sending the goods for weighing bridge. You know weighing bridge will be there where the goods truck ka weight will be taken. Yes or no? When you are sending the goods for weighing bridge, remember if the distance is up to 20 kilometer, you can send along with delivery challan. E-way bill is not required only. So if the truck is just going for the weighing bridge to weigh the truck, what is not required, everyone? But if distance is more than 20 kilometers, then delivery challan also required and e-way bill is also required. The most important part of this chapter is number one, what are the cases when e-way bill is required? Calculation of consignment value, e-way bill ka validity, when is e-way bill not required to be generated, when is e-way bill not required, suspension of e-way bill, this blocking of e-way bill, some important points which I have told you over here, and these 2 points which I have told, no, from supplier premises, from consignor to transporter and from transporter to the consignee. If the distance is how much, everyone? 50 and movement is what? Intrastate. Part A is not required or part B is not required? Part B is not required. Congratulations, people. We are done with the chapter of e-way bill. Today at home, what will you do? Solve question answers on this and you will be done with the chapter. Love you all. Take care. Done with the chapter of e-way bill. Done. Bye guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow when we'll be going ahead and doing time of supply. See, I'll give you 5 minutes break. You will come after 10 minutes. Correct or not, everyone? So it's okay. Today you guys go home. Tomorrow we'll do time of supply and input tax credit. Today you have 3 chapters to do question answers. People, promise you are doing question answers, no? Yes or no, everyone? Please go home, do question answers today, okay? Bye guys, take care. People watching at home, done. Bye, 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 everyone. Bye, bye. Bye, 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 everyone. Bye, 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 guys.